now, I was just going to look at, you said the politics is over, but there seems to be this silence from the political part, from at least the current political party in office, the APC. What do we make of that? I mean, you say that there's no tension and all of that, but people are wondering, why is the party so quiet?
Well, I cannot speak for the party. I will say that for the opportune time. Why the people might wonder why the party is so quiet. But like I said, we cannot lose sight of the fact that the governor, the incumbent, has already issued a statement. And you can't detach him from the party position. Of course, you must also concede that the elections are 5 days or so old. Perhaps the party in its wisdom is reviewing the situation and maybe will come out with their position. I don't know the thinking of the party.
When you talk about review,
and I cannot,
and I know you're not
I cannot speak for the party.
You're not speaking for the party, but in your own assessment, you've been in politics and you are also in the assembly here in Lagos State, and you know how it is to go out there in the fields to campaign. What would you, in your assessment, say may have happened in that election?
I mean, like I've said earlier, I was not in Ekiti. The man on ground, the candidates,
let me put it this way. Now,
the candidates in the election have said, I mean, I can't cry more than the bereaved.
I'll put it this way. Now he's going to create more local government areas in the state, but some people have come to say a situation whereby the council elections in Ekiti State have not held for almost 4 years is very key to anyone winning his grassroots. Now we're talking about grassroots politics or governance. How important can that play out in any election?
How do you mean?
There's been caretaker committees in Ekiti State for
that perhaps that could have had an influence on the voting pattern.
Yes.
Perhaps. I mean, I wouldn't know.
But how important it is? How important is grassroots?
Why I said perhaps, Anambra never had council. All through the 8 years of Pt.2, he won elections, was re-elected, and his party has been re-elected again. So perhaps that also tells us that that might not necessarily have any serious impact. And I think almost how many states across the nation really have conducted.
No, but in this case, it has been suggested and touted as one of the main reasons why he may have not succeeded.
Well, you see, everything
part of
we
the reason why you
everything we see
surprised
are matters of conjectures. We've heard things like, oh, one rides on Okada, the other eats at every party, one is distant, one doesn't shake hands, one doesn't smile, one dances, one doesn't dance. You know, all these are conjectures.
Mr. Ogala,
maybe when the experts, the election analysts, go back to Ekiti.
So now you don't take conjecture seriously.
I mean, look, all these conjectures. I mean, that's what, I might have my own opinion on, why did Fayose win? Is it because some have said he appealed more to the youths? Some have said Fayemi appealed to the elites who do not vote. Some have said, is the market for men? So all these are matters of conjecture. Only when a deep study is done. And really, it is my hope that APC, for instance, and even including the one who won, should be able to sit down an independent analysis.
I'm going to
do a study and come out with what, I mean, I would be interested.
I'm going to take you up on your very first statement because the very first question Chamberlain put to you was, are you surprised? And you did say that you were surprised.
Oh, I am surprised.
The question will be, why were you surprised?
I am surprised because I thought Fayemi had done enough based on what I read, the program, the developmental strides, infrastructure, social security process that he was putting in place. I thought, and really, that is my honest thinking, that he had done. I was so confident I will not.
Which a lot of people now said.
And you see why it is an upset. That is why it's an upset, because almost everybody had expected, oh, it was a runover. That's why it's an upset. That's why it's talking points.
Some people say that if that was the thinking, they also thought that also translated in the kind of campaigns they saw. It was almost like, because we also saw that in the statement of, of concession of defeat by the incumbent governor. He did say, we never took you for granted.
Yes.
But some people are saying maybe you did. Maybe you didn't quite hear the voice of the people in terms of the things that they wanted. Maybe you didn't quite.
Yeah.
So do you think that could really have contributed? Maybe it was read as arrogance, that you didn't really seek the votes of the people. Do you think that could be it?
Like you just said, maybe. It may have been so. It may be arrogance. It may be ignorance. It may be taken for granted. It may be not doing enough work. It may be not appreciating what the people want. It may be that it became too sophisticated for the people. It may be that people were less sophisticated. Like I said, it's all conjecture.
Does it scare you?
If I was going to talk as a party man now.
Just a moment, before you talk as a party man, because I'm just trying to get your point of view as somebody who's been in office before. Does it scare you if this comes down to a disconnect between the elite and the masses? Are you afraid?
As a politician?
As an average Nigerian, I'm worried. If indeed there is a disconnect between the governed and the governors, it should worry anybody. It should worry any responsible government. Then again, like a lot of conjectures, politics of infrastructure of the stomach and infrastructure on ground, like I said, it's all a matter of conjecture.
What about as a politician?
You are putting me on the spot. I keep as much as possible.
No, you don't have to speak for your party. As a
politician
politician yourself, not for your party.
As a politician,
yes.
With what will happen?
If you're surprised, what does this mean to you in terms of the kind of issues that was canvassed and how he lost?
What it simply means to me is that you have to go back to the drawing table, re-strategize for the immediate future, for your other strongholds that you don't want to lose. That is that's the lesson for me. Because, in 2011, if you remember, this state was APC. Some of these states were also PDP until 2007. Then, by 2011, Ogun came on board. Moyo came on board. Ondo went to Labour from PDP. Only Lagos was not PDP in the Southwest up to 2007. In 2007, Ekiti and Osun were won over by the DNAC.
So now something's hanging the balance with this result.
So if PDP could lose to APC at that time, by the same token, and don't forget, politics is dynamics.
Isn't this a sense of
politics
it raises concern for the party, don't you think? Because they
of
lost,
course it must raise concern.
It's two in a row now. They lost Ondo, now they lost Ekiti. So what's going on?
Ondo scenario is different. Ondo,
they pulled their weight. They tried to win it.
Ondo, they tried to win it.
That's the point.
This is on sitting an incumbent. In Ondo, it was an attempt to unseat an incumbent.
And it didn't succeed.
We did not succeed.
But
here you are.
Party tried to unseat an incumbent.
No, sorry. Here you are losing what you have when you are presumably, or the governor is said to have done well. So, even the fact that you even contested an election that you did not win any election whatsoever, whether as the challenger or the incumbent, it should take you back to the drawing table.
Okay, let me pick up on something you said earlier on. While you were making your earlier submission, you said the issue for you is that he has set up that committee for a smooth transition.
Yeah,
and that the governor-elect also responded to it, but you hope he will walk the talk. But
yes.
If I also pick up from some of the questions from my colleagues here, don't you think then, because you also said you singled him out and said, look, he's done this, wouldn't it be complete? Or shouldn't we get a comment from the party? Because so many other people who have spoken here about the same thing singled him out. Yes. So in order for that entire process or that lesson to be a complex whole, for our political system, shouldn't the party also have issued that statement?
Sure.
Perhaps alongside his or before his?
I'm sure the party at some point will issue its statement. Like I earlier said, I cannot say this is why they have not issued a statement. I cannot. I don't know the dynamics of the party in Ekiti State, in the Southwest Zone, or at the national level, and how they have related with the governor on this issue. Did the governor consult his party before issuing the concessionary speech? And if so, could the party have authorized him to say, go ahead? These are questions upon questions. But unless we have this full details and facts, it might just be difficult. Yes, it might have been ideal to
I'm still
issue
a little bit